Fighters, today on Contractor Fight TV, I am going to answer a question for you that we get almost on a daily basis somewhere in the fight world. And that is this question: how do I pay myself as the owner of my business? There seems to be a lot of confusion over this, and today I'm going to clear it up for you. Let's go. All right, my friends, the first thing you need to know about how to pay yourself is you should make a lot of money.
Say make money, money, make money, money, money. Make money, money, make money, money, money.
Okay, if you've watched this channel, listened to the podcast, been in the contractor fight world for any amount of time, you've probably grown tired of hearing me say, you need to pay yourself more money, you need to make more money, you should make at least $100,000 a year, blah, blah, blah. Because you're taking all the risks as the owner. Now, let me tell you, I've run businesses long ago where everybody got paid but me. That's lunacy. It's psychotic. It's brain damage. Okay, so if you're in a situation where everyone's getting paid but you, or everybody's making more than you, then you got a problem. Now, the only exception, and some of you, this might be another video down the road, by the way, the only exception of somebody who might be making more than you in your business is actually your salespeople. A good owner with a sales team actually wants his salespeople to make a shit ton of money because it means the business is worth more and I don't have to do any selling. And it's like an easy dollar instead of a hard two every day, right? But that's a whole different story. But guys, you take the risks, you deal with the headaches, and you should be rewarded for that. Now, you should only be rewarded and make a shit ton of money if you're adding value and you're not a shithead contractor. So that's the disclaimer, because inevitably we get some of you keyboard warriors that type in the comments, you know, no, contractors should only make a lot of money when they do high quality work. And I don't know what it is with me lately on these videos, but I keep doing this voice like this and that and whatever. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's coming here. All right, guys, if you're a shithead, you don't deserve to get paid. It's that simple. But if you're adding high value, communicating well, honoring your commitments, you're a man or woman of integrity, okay? You're not leaving a to-do list after your projects. You're honoring the commitments you make to your customers and all this, then you should make the most money. You have to get that through your head in this whole how do I pay myself thing. Hey, real quick, I have a quick message for contractors today. If you want to really dial in the way you run your business, the way you build your team and recruit, you know your numbers, market your business, sell your services, I invite you to hit the link below. Check out our Battleground program in the Contractor Fight. Is the highest value, highest impact coaching program on planet Earth for contractors. Go to thecontractorfight.com/battleground. All right, so hopefully you're not a shithead. All right, and you deserve to be compensated for the amount of value that you're bringing. All right, second thing I want to talk about, not only should you make a lot of money, but you should pay yourself a salary. The salary word. A lot of people are like, oh my God, I don't like celery. No, it's not celery, it's salary with a C. Kidding, that was a joke. All right, I know how to spell celery. It's with a C, and you spell salary with an S. Anyway, my friends, you need to pay yourself a salary. Here's why. You're running the business. You are working on the marketing and developing the team and all these different things, recruiting, all right? Training your salespeople, training your people in the field, hiring and training and mentoring your admin team. We could go on and on with all the things, dealing with all the insurance calls, and meaning you got to shop for insurance and get work comp and talk to your accountant. All these things take time, all right? And they're taking time from you. That's just a fraction of what you do as an owner, all right? A lot of you doing it for free. Now, our personal belief here in the Contractor Fight is that the bare minimum salary, that means every week or every month, however you pay yourself, that amount of money that equals on an annual basis should be at least $100,000. Yes, it should be, even if this is your first year in business. It can be done, all right? We're going to get into that in a minute. You have to pay yourself a salary. And some of you guys are like, well, I can't do that because I don't have consistent work. Excuse. Or I can't do that. I'm too new. Excuse. I'm too young. Excuse. Or I can't do that because in my trade you can't make $100,000 a year or more. Wrong. Or in my area nobody can charge the prices to make that. Wrong. Excuse. 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 Fuck your excuses. Get rid of that head trash. I want you to start asking yourself, why not you? Why not you? Tell you why it should be you, is there's millions of other contractors on planet Earth in every trade, in every area that are making 100, 200, 300, 600, 800, $1 million a year. Now, pretty unlikely you're going to make $1 million in year one in your pocket. Maybe top line revenue. That'd be great. Get rid of the head trash. You should pay yourself a salary. And spoiler alert, in a couple minutes here, I'm going to do a screen share with you guys and show you how to do the math on this and how to make it work. So the next question next point I want to make here to answer this question and give you full context, a lot of guys are like, well, what if I work in the field? How do I pay myself a salary, or do I just pay myself for the work that I do in the field at a rate that's equivalent to $100,000? Okay? Totally fair question. Now, what's important to understand is let's talk about the field labor. In most cases, you as the owner, if you're working in the field, you're serving in that foreman role, project manager role, crew leader role, whatever. You are running the jobs. And when you run the jobs, you're dealing with the customers, you're dealing with the crew, you're dealing with the actual scope of work and all those things that are foreman type responsibilities. Those types of things, those costs are costs of goods sold, COGS, on a P&L sheet. That's what that means. That means that dollar amount you pay that foreman for that duty, those roles, you don't pay that unless you have projects to work on. Hopefully that makes sense. We've done dozens of videos on this shit, okay? Just search our archives. So if you're working in the field, what I recommend is that you pay yourself the equivalent amount of money that you would pay a foreman who was working for you doing the same job, or the equivalent of what you would make if you were a foreman working for somebody else. Okay? So this is how we teach people to break this up. So that's cost of goods. So here's how it works. I'm going to just be really quick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Revenue comes into the business. You spend cost of goods or direct cost to produce the work. That's field labor, materials, permits, those types of things. That's the shit you pay to do the work. And then what's left over is called gross profit. And then from gross profit, you subtract overhead. And then what's left after overhead's paid from gross profit is called net profit. All right? So fart around in our archives. Go to thecontractorfight.com. We got resources all over that explain this stuff much in more detail than that. So you paid yourself as an owner whatever hourly rate that is for working in the field. Or you paid yourself as a foreman for working in the field. All right? Your owner's salary is part of overhead. Even if you don't have any jobs to do, even if you don't have any projects you're working on today or this week, you as the owner, just like your office manager, okay, who's not working in the field but shows up for work and does the job, should get paid. So you need to be paid out of the overhead owner's salary. In our world, that's $8,333.33 a month, which is the equivalent of about $100,000 a year in owner's salary. Okay? So so basically you're double dipping. Now, some people are like, I can't do that right now. Just the math doesn't work, top line revenue doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. I got to work in the field, and I can't double dip. Okay, well, you can if you train yourself to, if you market and sell properly and all that other shit that we talk about here. So for those of you that are like, for whatever reason, I can't do that right now, at the very least, count your hours in the field at the rate you would pay so that when you do your job costing, you have accurate job costing of what your real profit is on each job. Okay? That way, when you replace yourself in that foreman role, you've already got those budget numbers in place. You know what it costs you to do these jobs. Okay? So anyway, a lot of people have that question. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to figure out what you need to charge in your business in order for you to make at least $100,000 a year in owner's salary and pay yourself to work in the field. This is generally for somebody who's a one-man show or a couple people, and they're still working in the field and this and that. Could be a newer business stuff. I'm going to do a screen share, and I'm going to show you a sheet that you can get for free and download it at thecontractorfight.com/charge. Let me say this. This sheet is designed for those who have employees. They're not subcontracting things out. We talk about hourly rates, okay? I want to be clear on this before we dig into this video, this screen share. When I say this is what you should be charging per hour, this doesn't mean that Mrs. Jones calls you up to paint the house and your hourly rate is $125 an hour per man, that you go, yeah, we charge $125 to do the job, okay? What it means is that when you're calculating up the man hours, the total man hours to do the work, you need to attach a dollar amount to that times the man hours. So if it's a 10-hour day for me and I'm alone, right? Or I send a painter or whatever it is, 10 times 125, last I checked, is like $1,250. That's what you would charge to pay for the field labor, pay for the overhead, which includes your owner's salary, and have a net profit left over. And this screen share is going to show you how to figure that out. Let's go. All right, fighters. So I have two examples here for you how to use this sheet. The first is if you're just a solo operator working by yourself. We get this question all the time. Now, I will say on the next example, I show 3 employees. You can include yourself in those 3 if you work in the field, okay? So you're going to simply write how many field employees you have. You're going to do 1,700 billable hours, okay? Now, your people might work more hours, but if you're paying them to sit in a meeting or something like that, you're still paying them, but it's not in the field. All right, so we want to make sure that we're not expecting too many billable hours in the field. And through the years, this has been a safe number for me, 1,700 production hours per employee of mine in the field. You're going to plug in your annual overhead cost. Okay, this should include your salary, what you're paying yourself. So in this example, I have a $100,000 salary for myself as the owner. I have $50,000 for other overhead like truck payments and the shop rent and marketing and phones and all that other garbage. And then what is my net profit goal? I put a dollar amount. Okay, so on top of all of this and paying me $100, I want another $50 in the bank. You add those two together, just follow the directions on the left here. It's $200,000. Now you take this the field wages, okay? So in this case, I'm paying myself $30 an hour. I just picked a number, $30 an hour as the owner, and I'm multiplying it by 1.4. That 1.4 makes it $42. That other $12 an hour roughly is going to cover taxes and work comp and all that other stuff that you got to pay as a business owner. Just trust the math on here. Okay? So then I'm going to divide this, because I'm adding up, and another example you'll see when we add up the people. This number divided by the number of employees in box A, field employees. This is my hourly cost. So since there's only one of me, that's what it is. Then I'm going to figure out what my overhead right here is costing me per hour. And I'm going to divide the, line C by B. So overhead by billable production hours, I get 88.23, and then my net profit divided by billable hours. I'm going to get 29.41. I add G, H, and I to get 159.64, round it up to the nearest dollar or nearest $5 or whatever you want to do. In this case, it'd be 160. So in our example here of what to charge, for an 8-hour day of my labor, it would be 8 hours times $160 per man hour is $1,280 for labor for the day. Okay? So if I were bidding a job and it was going to be, a 5-day job that I was working on by myself, it'd be 160 times 40 man hours it'd be $6,400 for the labor. So hopefully that makes sense in this one-man operation example. All right, here's the next one. Here we go, 3, 2. All right, this next example, same overhead, same overhead net profit, 200 grand. Okay, didn't change that, but I now have 3 people that I employ that work in the field. Let's pretend that I'm not one of them. I have 3 full-time field employees. 3 times 17 is 5,100. You just do the math. I add up what the guys make. Say I got a guy, I didn't follow this math here. Say my foreman makes 30. I got a guy at 20 and I got a guy at 18. You add those up, that's $68 for the 3 of them per hour. You multiply that times 1.4, you get 95.20. Then you're going to divide the 95.20 by the number of people. So your average wage that you're paying in the field with the burden is $31.73. Your overhead is $29.41. Okay, again, you're dividing this by the billable hours. You are dividing for your overhead. So you have your field cost per hour, your overhead cost. Your net profit is basically the net profit divided by the 5,100. Again, just trust the math that I tell you to do here. You add these numbers up, it's $70.94 per man hour. So that means if you have 3 guys on a job for a day and it's 8 hours in the field, that's 24 man hours times $70 and actually I'll round it up to 71, okay? So 71 times 24 man hours is $1,704 for labor for the day. So again, if you have a job that's going to require, let's see, 5-day week, you got 3 guys full time, that's 40 hours times 3 guys, 120 man hours times 71 an hour, you would have to charge $8,520 to pay for everything. And guys, what you have to understand here is this $8,520 includes you paying the field, includes you paying for the overhead to recover this overhead, and it pays for you to recover a net profit goal. So what you do is once you figure out the labor, then you add on whatever you're going to charge for material and however you're going to mark that up, and you are off to the races. Hopefully this helps. All right, hopefully that screen share clarified some things for you of how to charge, how to set your rates in your business so that you can make money as an owner. So you can make at least $100,000 a year. Listen, guys, making money is easy. It is easy when you get your head right, which we talk about damn near every day here. It's easy when you're in the right community, when you're hanging around the right friends, because your thinking changes, good shit rubs off and the bad stuff goes away. Making money is easy when you attack the right habits daily and you're consistent with those habits. It's easy to make money when you trust the math. And it's easy to make money when you learn the skills of really marketing and selling. When you do those things combined on a consistent basis, I promise you it's not going to be very long before you flip the switch and the money machine starts flowing in your direction. I super appreciate you guys hanging out here today. Don't forget to grab your free download of the what to charge sheet that I went over on the screen share at thecontractorfight.com/charge. Share this with another contractor. You guys rock. I got to roll. I'm out.